Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 2525 Southeast 33rd Place in Portland, Oregon. We're located in the basement of the home. There's a 4-inch cast iron cleanout on the main stack. This will be the point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. I currently have water running. Here we go. The main lateral here at 83 feet. I just attempted to do locates and mark here. I'm unable to pick up the camera head accurately. I think there's a car parked over the top of where that terminates at. I'm going to pull back here closer to the street curb. I'm going to try and do locates here. And a portion of this is the responsibility of the city. I would inform them that or submit the video to them that the line's at a point where it needs to be updated, especially the pipe that's on property. The stuff out closer to the street is in a little better condition, but that's the city's responsibility. So I'm going to try and mark from the curb all the way back to as close as I can to the house. I'll do markings with green paint about every 10 feet. And I'll mark if I can mark the cast iron transition on the outside, I will mark that with a green T, and I'll mark the beginning of the repair, at least from the curb, with a green X. That'll be the green X will be the furthest out point I'll mark. And I pulled it back here to 69 feet. There's a car that was parked over the top where I was trying to locate there again. So we should be at the street curb here. Alrighty, I was able to locate the camera head here. It's coming in quite clearly right at the street curb, so I put an X on the curb. The only thing that's a little odd, normally a basement line is quite deep by the time it gets out to the street. My locator's indicating 4 feet deep right here, which is quite shallow for a basement line. So I do highly recommend relocating to double check the depths, as that is very shallow for a basement line. My locator just changed the batteries out on it and everything. It's coming in clear. That just seems quite shallow for a line that comes out of the basement. So definitely relocate or check with the city to see if they have depth records. I'm going to do markings about every 10 feet here. As you can see, we have some very, very large root intrusions all the way out. The root intrusions pretty much stop there at the street curb, so it's kind of up to the city whether they want to do their end, obviously. But all the pipe leading out to the curb, I highly recommend be completely replaced or sleeved. And for the most part, the line looks like it's draining out. There's a lot of obstructions in the flow line here from the roots and debris, so the line could be jetted first in order to really double check whether it drains out. We'll see better on the way back if there's much standing water. as otherwise the sleeving option is pretty much out if there's standing water throughout the line. Okay, I did another marking here, just a line with arrows showing the direction the pipe's running. And I'm getting 3 feet 6 inches deep here. So staying consistently shallow, so it's entirely possible it's a shallow line. I'm just not used to seeing that. You can see some major buildup in the line here. And like right here, you've got some standing water, but what's hard to say is if all that debris and roots were out of there, if this would actually drain out. Which is why I recommend possibly doing a hydrojet to blow all the roots and debris out of the line. And then you can put a scope in afterwards to see if sleeving is an option. It's usually much less intrusive. It doesn't require trenching generally. But there is too much debris in here right now to make that call. I'm going to go do another marking here at 48 feet out. 58 feet. That marking was in the middle of the sidewalk. Now, I'm not entirely sure where the right-of-way for the city starts, so it's worth checking with them to see where the homeowner has to repair and where the city takes over. Alrighty, right here we're about 8 or so feet away from the front of the foundation, or the front of the house anyway, just before some bushes start. I've got a marking and some gravel, but it is in the front yard area. Another green line showing the direction the pipe runs. It is at 5 feet deep here. The property does grade uphill a little bit, which kind of explains the difference in depth closer back to the house. I'm going to do one final marking here. I'll mark with a green tee at the cast iron transition here at 40 feet out. And from this point here, from 40 feet out to the homeowner's responsibility, I absolutely recommend having the line replaced. There's root intrusion through every single joint all the way out to the curb, essentially, or at least right up close to the curb. And on the city's end, it's worth submitting the video to them so they're aware of the line's condition, but it's kind of up to them when and how they do the repair work. Okay, I tried to locate here the transition from cast iron to terracotta. It appears based on the locator that this part of the line is underneath the very front part of the house. There's kind of a pop out that shapes the front porch area, and it looks like I've drawn a marking just about a foot or so right before where it looks like it goes underneath the house, but it does appear to be underneath part of the home here a foot or two. So I'm unable to locate here and find the cast iron transition. Repair guys are going to have to do a little due diligence to find that. I'm going to go ahead and reel back the camera. Alright, I'm just about to pull the camera head out here. The cast iron pipe's all draining quite well here. Obviously, there's a repair that I've recommended, and I do recommend a rescope after the repair work is done to ensure that it was done properly.